In a small village surrounded by wide rice fields and quiet riverbanks, there lived a young girl named Mira, whom everyone called Mirror because her eyes shone brightly, reflecting hope like sunlight on water. She was born into a poor family. Her father was a potter who shaped clay pots with hands that were always tired and cracked from hard work. Her mother sold vegetables every morning in the market, earning just enough to buy rice for the day. Mirror never had fine clothes or shoes. She wore old, patched dresses, and her books were wrapped in pieces of worn-out cloth. But there was something special about her, something no money could buy. There was a light in her eyes, a hope that never faded. Every morning, Mirror would walk barefoot through the muddy village paths to attend school. The school was nothing more than a few benches under a big banana tree, but to her, it was a magical place. She loved learning. The other children sometimes laughed at her torn clothes, but she always smiled and said, "Lotuses grow in the mud." Those words confused some children, but Mirror believed in them deeply. Beautiful things can come from difficult places. One year, during the monsoon season, heavy rains poured for days without stopping. The river nearby overflowed, and soon, brown floodwater rushed through the village. Houses were drowned, animals were swept away, and the people ran to higher ground to save themselves. Mirror's small clay house was destroyed. Only broken walls and scattered pots were left behind. Her father sat silently, staring at the pieces of his ruined pottery. Her mother cried in the corner of a neighbor's house, worried about how they would survive. Many families packed whatever they could carry and left the village to find safer places. The school under the banana tree was gone. The flood had washed away the benches, and the ground was covered in mud. Children stopped coming to learn, and most of them believed that their education had ended with the flood. But Mirror did not give up. Every morning, she helped her parents clean the broken house and collect whatever could be saved from the flood. In the afternoons, she sat on the broken steps of what used to be the school. Her books were wet and torn, but she carefully dried the pages under the sun. Slowly, she copied every word into a small notebook she had rescued from the flood. One afternoon, a retired teacher named Mr. Rahman returned to the village to check on his brother after the flood. As he walked through the damaged streets, he saw a surprising sight. Under a mango tree, Mirror was sitting with two younger children. She was teaching them letters and numbers, her voice calm and full of confidence. Mr. Rahman stood watching for a while before asking, "Child, why do you teach when your own school is gone?" Mirror looked up, her eyes shining as always, and replied, "Because learning is not about a building. Learning is about becoming who I am meant to be." The old teacher was deeply moved by her words. He decided to help her. Every evening, he began teaching Mirror privately, sharing books and knowledge he had collected over the years. Seeing her dedication, he encouraged her to apply for a scholarship to study in the city. With his help, Mirror earned the scholarship. She left her village with tears in her eyes but a heart full of dreams. Years passed. She worked hard in the city, studying day and night. Her love for learning only grew stronger, and she trained to become a teacher. One bright morning, many years later, a young woman walked back into the same village. It was Mirror, no longer the barefoot girl in torn clothes, but a confident woman carrying books and hope. She had returned to give back to the place where she had grown up. On the same land where the old school once stood, she built a new school made of strong walls and colorful classrooms. She named it the Lotus School. When people asked why she chose that name, she smiled gently and said, "Because lotuses grow in the mud. Beauty can bloom from the darkest places, just like dreams can rise from struggles." And so, children from the village once again sat under trees, laughed, studied, and dreamed, just like Mirror once had.
If you like the video, then please subscribe the channel and press bell icon